It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the spotlight is on Justin Herbert. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Chargers and the Dolphins. And it's all up next on EA Sports.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It's too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
First carry now for Alexander Madison. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. But you talk about the defense for these Chargers. And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently second best in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass. But
got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tyreek Hill. His second touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2. End zone.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020. The man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press and one team gets an advantage, the other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Second down and 6 now. A first carry for Najee Harris. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Herbert now. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
So Miami coming out for their second drive. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. After the turnover, it's Tua. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From the 20, here's the 2nd and 8. Now Tua. Open man, Westbrook Akine. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
The kick by Sanders is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Chargers offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu.
And, partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
Miami set to take over. And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, keel up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Over the middle to Smith. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Tua sets up to pass it. Did he get the feed down? Yes! Touchdown! Nick Westbrook-Akine. A 20-yard touchdown. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes our score 17-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our score as they kick this one away. Breaks through the contact. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. He's piloted 2 drives so far, and unfortunately not very well piloted. Both led to interceptions. Now they're facing the deficit. Another touchdown after that previous pick. Starting over here, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
They're able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. From a couple of yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Herbert. That one complete to McConkey. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 36. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Harris running straight ahead. And he stopped immediately there. Jordan Brooks on the tackle. Now it's 2nd and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. That's into the hands of the rookie from Ole Miss. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 25-yard line. Back to throw here, Herbert. Now this one finds McConkey. And down inside the 15 he goes. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
Herbert. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
On 2nd and goal, there's an option play left. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He's going to pick up the 1st down and then some. And did he get in? No, down at the 1-yard line. They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's 4th down. (17-0) our score after 1. Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And his kick is right there. It's good. So a conservative decision there, but it does put him on the board.
And I know the players hate it and the coaches hate it, but sometimes you just got to take the points when they're there. Sometimes a field goal is pretty darn good.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Dolphins offense and Tyreek Hill set to take over once more. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a 2nd defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this 1st half. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They give to Achane on the option. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. Achane gets it from the gun.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Deion Henley there on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. Back deep for L.A. is Darius Davis.
Taking it about the 16. A punt of 46, a return of 5.
And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10.
At their own 21.
Harris will start the drive out. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Here's Herbert. Open man here is Conklin. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The Chargers at 2-4 here in the first half of the year. They've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak. And right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. More from L.A. in a moment. 2nd down and 8. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Dolphins are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 42. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense, because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe the Dolphin got going a little early. Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. And they'll try again here, 1st and goal after the false start. A run straight ahead with Achane. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Here's a give to Madison running right. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Looking to pass. Tua. Flush to his right. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the Dolphins have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. And they'll start the drive here with an end around. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's Herbert. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. His first catch, good for 16 and a 1st.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Short throw to Dissly. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Out of the gun, Herbert. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Herbert able to show his wheels as he gets the 1st.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt to kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
This 2nd and 4. Herbert now. Dancing to his left. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw. Herbert. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing again on 2nd down. Herbert under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Chargers offense and Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Charger drive about to get going. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Herbert off of play action. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Herbert. And that will be incomplete. Ashton Davis was there in coverage.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. The Dolphins offense and Tua Tagovailoa headed back out onto the field. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Here's Achane to start the drive. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Tua. And that's complete to Westbrook-Ikhine. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
To the sideline and incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins are able to extend their lead. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they open the lead up now to 25. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. L.A. readies for its next possession. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard. Well, this certainly feels like complimentary football to me, partner, because the momentum from the team's touchdown drive looks like it's made its way over to the defense. They're working together in tandem now. Offense gets in the end zone, defense with a big sack on the first play of the following drive.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Herbert.
So the completion results there in 9 yards.
And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Here's Tua. They set up the screen. Achane had, and oh, he coughed it up. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill, but the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
2nd and 9. Now a give to Madison.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down and about the length of the football.
From midfield, here's Tua.
Flushed out right.
Good work on the scamper by Tagovailoa. It's a first down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Here's Madison running on first down, and he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
This is Smith with a grab. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 23 yards on the play.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
They'll run. Achane.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6.
And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal.
On the handoff, it's Madison.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
Now Tua. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
Khalil Mack, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So fourth down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit.
From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here.
Sanders' kick is good.
And the Dolphins will add on to their lead.
I got to think at this point, third quarter, if you're able to hold on to the ball, get 3 at the end, that's all you're looking for.
I would agree with that because right now, this is a job well done by them. In fact, it's almost time for handshakes, a little dap on the sidelines, maybe even start to discuss post-game plans. And for the guys who haven't played yet, go ahead and get loose. Your time is now.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10.
At their own 26. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
That one complete to McConkey.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Now a give. Running left is Harris.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
53 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 7.
Play action. It's Herbert. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Past the 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick-6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
Fresh off of 6 the other way, it's Herbert.
Over the middle and caught by McConkey.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 6.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey.
But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. And now they are in prime position, 1st and goal after the interception and return. They'll look to make it pay off for 6 points.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Chargers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback. And they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So certainly a big mistake there, Charles. 1st and goal, and they throw the interception.
Oh, that's just agonizing for a team because you still got at least 2, maybe 3 downs in your pocket. So if it's not there on 1st down, there was no sense in trying to force something. Instead, they turn the ball over.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Now it's Herbert. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. Justin Herbert looking to pass. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Back to throw here, Herbert.
Now this one finds McConkey.
And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the 1st down. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
And no move to get Herbert off the field. They're going for this.
4th down for Herbert. Desperation time. And my goodness, another interception.
picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And the Dolphins are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead. And the drive starts with a run from Achane.
And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory.
46 yards rushing for him now to this point. Second down and a little more than a yard here. Tua going to throw. Open man, Westbrook-Akine. He's now just 3 yards shy of 197 yards receiving on the contest and a first down. They'll go Madison up the middle.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. Looking to pass. Tua.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard strike. So fourth down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit.
From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Here's Herbert. Short throw to Disley.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 3. Herbert back to the air.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. The Chargers on third down, as bad as you can be, 0 for 7 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Herbert. And that is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
The Dolphins offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Option handoff now to Achane.
And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down.
Achane here, they stay on the ground. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down.
It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers getting set to go.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
One last throw here for Herbert. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season, but on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Miami, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.